right, race fans, we're here with Pat Bliss. Pat, it's my understanding the last time you raced a midget was what, 2005 or 6?
Yeah, it's been 10, 11 years.
Oh my goodness. So what brought you back to run for Rob?
He's got a really good car he built for Rob and Skeeter built a first-class car, and it's one of those things you just can't say no to a car like this. It's a good, capable car winning every race, so it makes me I know I can be competitive and still be rusty and see what happens.
Well, in hot laps out there, you look like you'd never been out of a car. You looked like you were doing great.
Yeah, I've been driving some endurance racing, road racing, and driving these BMWs, and they're kind of underpowered, and so you got to hustle them quite a bit. And I think that's kind of coming over to my open wheel ranks, where you can hustle a car and still get away with it to a certain point.
Yeah. All right, Pat. Well, you have fun tonight.
All right. Thank you.
All right, race fans. We're here with Tony Seidelman. Tony, I met you 20 years ago with the first time I saw you, and here you are 20 years later, and you're still running a midget. How'd that all happen?
Just stuck with Randy and kept on running, and moved down to Oregon, ran some dirt a little while for Tom Maples, and came back up here and kept running with the pavement series.
All right. Now, so did you move back from Oregon to here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yep.
where are you living at now?
Now I'm up in Marysville.
Oh, Marysville. Okay, because I think you were in Eastern Washington, weren't you?
No, before I was down in Tacoma.
Oh, in Tacoma.
Yep.
Okay, very good. So once these things get in your blood, it's kind of hard to get rid of it.
Oh, for sure. Especially me, fourth generation. I don't know anything else.
Okay. All right. Well, Tony, great talking to you, and have a great run tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. All right, race fans, we're here with Anna Singleton. Anna, how did you get started in racing?
I used to live in Georgia, and I started out in go-karts when I was 7.
In Georgia?
In Georgia.
And you started go-karts when you were age 7?
7, yep.
And then what brought you to the Pacific Northwest?
My parents moved out here with Schneider Trucking Company.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And so then I noticed you got rookie ribbons on the car.
I do.
So what made you decide to hop into a midget?
So when I was 14, Hondo, my sponsor, he came in, scouted me out at the go-kart track.
Oh.
And things didn't work out. So this year we decided we were going to come back and try again.
Oh, very good.
10 years later.
10 years later.
10 years later.
Okay. So in between, during that 10 years, did you do any racing?
Oh yeah, I'm the president of Cascade Karting Association, and I've been racing with them ever since I moved here.
Okay, so on the karting side of it, is that road or oval?
Dirt oval.
Really?
Yes, yep.
Oh, good for you, good for
Yes.
you. Well, have you gone to Skagit and attended
I have.
this?
I actually raced a go-kart at Skagit twice. when they used to-
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very, very good. So,
Those Antiques, 3700 Martin Way South.
okay.
Got to keep the sponsor.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Okay, so is this your first race with the WMRA?
It is, absolutely. It's my first race in a midget ever. I went out
Really?
and practiced Thursday. Things went great. We're fighting fuel issues, but we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, it's just these cars can be pretty finicky.
Finicky, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, Anna, well, best of luck to you and have fun.
Thank you so much.
You bet. All right, race fans, I'm here with Evan Margeson. And Evan has pretty much been all over the Pacific Northwest in midget cars, sprint cars, and I don't know, legend cars, I guess, and everything else. Now, the thing about you, Evan, is the first time I met you, I think you were 14 or 15. Is that correct?
Probably so, yeah.
Yeah, and you were running with the WMRA, right?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Okay, so here we are 20 years later, and once again you're running with the WMRA and you're running a pavement sprint car. So how did that all come about for you?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story, but the people who I drive for on the pavement sprint car side, one of the sponsors on that car actually used to own a midget a number of years ago that Rory Price drove. But he was a big supporter on the sprint car, and decided he wanted to be a midget owner again, so we started piecing stuff together, thinking we were going to go to Open Wheel Showdown. Unfortunately, that got canceled, so the car was just sitting there, so we figured we would bring it out here and race.
All right, very good. Now, every year you go down to Las Vegas, I believe, for an open wheel show down there. So how did that go for you this year?
It wasn't, it was okay. We ran, in the top 10. I think we ended up 8th. We were up as high as 6th at one point. Just, things didn't play out. But yeah, it's a tough race with a lot of competition. So, even to make the show there, 50 plus cars is a pretty big task in itself.
That's true. Now, be honest, which one's your favorite? The midget, the pavement sprint, or sprint on dirt?
Man, it's hard to really pick one just because they're all so different. But, midgets are, kind of my first love, I guess. That's kind of what I got my teeth wet in. And big car racing, so I think today I'll say the midget.
Okay, Evan. Very good. Well, you have a great run tonight, and good luck.
Yep, thank you.
You bet. All right, race fans, we're here with Blaine Cory. And Cory, you're driving a WMRA midget tonight, and how did that come about?
They've had this midget around in their team with their 410 car and their non-wing 360. It hasn't ran in a handful of years, so I think they want to sell it and they want to make sure it runs and operates well. So came up here to have a little fun with it.
All right. Now, is this your first time out with the car?
Yeah, it is my first time out. I can tell the car rips. We're having some master cylinder issues, so I can't really push it hard. Practice out there from lap 1, have pretty much no brakes, just enough to stop when I come into the pit, so it's definitely a problem. I'd love to get on the gas more. I can tell this thing's fast and operates good, so hopefully we can get that fixed by
race time?
Race night. So.
Yeah, very good. So do you plan on running this car further?
I've never messed with asphalt stuff, just some go-kart things, and so it's new to me. I think I would love to. It was really fun, even without brakes. Like, I was maybe half throttle, and they're fast and fun, and their goal is to sell this as of now. So hopefully we can get some brakes on it. Maybe I can turn some really good laps and they get excited and we play around with this thing. And if not, they sell it and we do more dirt 410, 360 non-wing racing, whatever it is. So.
All right, Blaine. Well, hopefully one of these days we'll see you up in Skagit.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be up there. Thank you.
All right, very good.
Looks like the ones that missed the first heat race are coming out to join this second one. Mr. Brown, Joe T. Josh out Skagit. Going on to turn 4.
right, race fans, we're here with Nick Larson, winner of the first race of the 2025 season for the WRMRA. Nick, you just looked like you dominated, like you were on rails tonight. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, the car felt really good at the beginning of the show, and then as the race continued on, we had some really long green flag laps, and I don't know, it was the first race of the year. I started falling out of the seat, about 10 to go, and so I had to really step it up, and the car was getting a little free towards the end there too, but managed to pull it together and pull off a win. It seems like we got a pretty big lead there at the end too, but I was just trying to run as hard as I could to stay away from Evan Margeson. I know he's one of the fastest cars that we have here, so glad I could pick up a win.
Yeah, Evan had a little bit of trouble getting past the second place car, and when he did, I thought that he would have a chance of making up some ground, but he never made up the ground. You just kept him I'm going to say a quarter of a lap to maybe half a lap at times behind you.
Yeah,
so did you have any sense of that?
I have no sense about that. I know with about 10 to go, 15 to go, I thought I felt something on my rear bumper pushing me going into the corner, but I think it was just in my head or something.
It might have been because you came into a group of about 4 cars that you were lapping and you kind of had to get through, so maybe there's a little contact there, I'm not sure.
But the lap cars, they helped me out. They used them as a pick because I knew Evan was going to be back there, and I was hoping you would get tangled up in the lap traffic a little bit. Who knows how that worked out, though.
Yeah. All right, Nick, well, great race for you, great start to the season, and good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.